everyone, it is Evan here from the Trade Risk on Wednesday, September 19th. We are intraday right now, and this is our weekly trade ideas video where we bring you some names that we're watching, that we're paying attention to on our watch list that might fit your strategy, your time frame, and hopefully will be something that you're interested in. As always, these videos are sponsored by our partners over at Investors Business Daily. So we got 3 names from their stock lists today. We got 4 names from my personal watch list, and hopefully these are names that are actionable for you and that you find some value from. So the first up is RXN, and the theme from my watch list right now is industrials. We are seeing some big breakouts and rotations in that space, that sector, that industry really. Broadly speaking right now, and they're not sexy names, but they're names that are working right now, so there's something that we should be paying attention to. So the first one, RXN, really this pattern here is really shines here on the weekly time frame. This is the weekly chart of RXN. You can see this entire year it's spent consolidating between about $27.50 to $31, and just last week and some follow through initially this week is breaking out and resolving this range to the upside. So this is a big pattern here. I do, generally speaking, on a pattern this size, like to wait for those weekly closes. So we're getting that early confirmation so far this week. If you're playing something this big and you're planning on holding it for sort of the continuation of this 7-month pattern, you probably don't need to rush in right away. So look for that confirmation. But RXN here looks good, trading at all-time highs, put a lot of consolidation here, breaking out above even the 2014 highs here. So that's the first name, RXN Industrials play. Next up, my second kind of favorite here in this play, in this space, is GGG. So very similar pattern here. This entire year it has essentially consolidated sideways just under its all-time highs, and now you can see not quite breaking out, resolving higher this week just yet, or not getting that continuation, I should say, and we are still below these January highs. So a slightly different pattern here, but this is again a weekly time frame, and I think you can see the general picture that we're looking at here. For those who really like to look for that final sort of pivot to be taken out, then you'd be looking closer to this 50 level up here to take out these January highs. Otherwise, if you want to cheat a little bit and just get above all of this over here, then you're looking at really above last week's highs, get that continuation, and this pattern could be underway. So those are the first 2 there. If we follow up in the same space here, TKR, maybe not as clean, but again, we're going to just stick here on the weekly pattern because all of these are emerging here from multi-month consolidations. Once again, we have the January highs up here, so we're not free and clear just yet, but we can see just again resiliency, trying to take out the bulk of supply here. This $50, $51 level here in TKR has been a place this stock has stumbled multiple times over the past year and a half. So if we can start to clear through, say, $50.30 or so, that might get us in motion there to retest the highs from January. And finally, same space, LECO, very similar pattern here, industrial sector. You can see again consolidation for the past almost 2 years here, year and a half. We have the all-time highs made back in January of this year. It is starting to resolve all of this chop that it spent the last 7-8 months in, and it is looking like it wants to get back up to these highs. Look at the volume coming in here on last week's breakout. We're getting some initial follow through this week. So LECO, another name in the industrials play for these bigger, longer breakout plays. So those are from my watch list, some names that you may find interesting. The next 3 are from our partners over at Investors Business Daily. We have links in the description to this video if you want access to the list that they're curating, and it's our friend WHD. I've talked about this now for 3 weeks in a row. This is the 3rd week in a row, so sorry for being a broken record on this name, but it is breaking out today. And the past 2 weeks we've talked about this. We've just said it's looking strong, it's holding up, it's showing some nice relative strength. Well, today is the breakout day for WHD. Again, it is a longer pattern here. So, generally, if you want to wait to the end of the week to make sure that this does in fact close at these all-time highs, you may not have to rush in here if you're looking for that longer term play. For those of you who were watching this very closely, 36.60 or so, if you had a buy stop order over there, you're maybe involved in this already. Either way, recent IPO, energy space, looking good now, breaking out today for WHD. Next up is MOMO. So this one here, kind of an interesting pattern. It's been a strong trending stock for all of this year. It traded started the year down around $24. It basically doubled in price, and over the past 3 or so months, it's pulled back. It's kind of formed this base, this pattern here, right underneath this $48 level. Sorry, we get a little slant to it. If generally I like these horizontal levels best, but if you were to just kind of smooth this out here, you really just had this resistance here around 47.50 or so, and we're trying to break through and above this over the past 2 days. It's being a little stubborn here today, so again, this may not be ready for you right now, but again, it's been a nice performer this year. It put in this nice kind of multi-leg consolidation pattern. It's trying to break out, maybe a move back up towards retesting these all-time highs are in the cards if it can hold above this $48 level. So MOMO, take a look at it. That may be interesting for you. And finally is MIME. So this one here, almost a similar look, a very strong performer over the course of this year. Started around $27. Again, nearly double. Didn't quite get the double in on this one, but strong performance nonetheless. It pulled back, kind of a complex pullback pattern here, and it's just really tight right now, and there's a lot of volume coming into this. So I don't know if there's a story behind this right now, if there's a near-term catalyst, so you do want to do your homework, pay attention to that, but there is an increased amount of volume, and the stock has gone nowhere. It's just really moved sideways here with a lot of volume pouring in. So when this resolves itself, frankly, to the downside or upside, I would prefer it to the upside because that is in the context of a longer term trend. That would get me interested in it. So above 42.50 or so, that's where I'd have my alerts. That's where I'd be paying attention to this stock if it starts to resolve above. And again, this is an IBD name, recent IPO leader, I believe, that is on their stock lists. So that is what I have for this week's video. Hopefully you find some of these names helpful. Again, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you do like these videos. Every Wednesday is when we put these out. So thanks so much, as always, for watching. Good luck out there, and I will see you in the next video.